You'll allow me to briefly introduce myself. My name is Martin Dantefur, and I've been working in the development of games for 20 years now. I founded a studio that specialized in adventure games a while back, House of Tales Entertainment, and it lasted for 12 years. I sold the company then, and my focus has always been narrative in games. House of Tales made a couple of games like Moment of Silence, a dystopian near-future game about a electronic surveillance state. I consider it my goal in life to be making narrative-driven games, and I've always been fascinated in the near future. Now, what has fascinated me lately and much influenced me is the ideas of a futurist and transhumanist, actually, called Ray Kurzweil. I don't know if you know the guy. He's an AI researcher of world fame, and he's lately been appointed the director of engineering at Google. So this guy works at Google now in a central technology position, and well, Ray Kurzweil is a transhumanist. Transhumanists believe that technology is developing at exponential pace. So that means in the near future, that is what they say, artificial intelligence will surpass the level of human intelligence and then exceed it by far in no time. Ray Kurzweil actually believes this, and he's the director of engineering at Google, and he says that by the year 2040, something like that, he likes to make predictions. Many of them come true, actually. By the year 2040, we will be able to upload our minds to virtual space, to cyberspace. I have to reiterate, it is not me, a fiction writer, who says this, but it's Ray Kurzweil. So a leading figure of Silicon Valley. For me, that was a starting point to ask myself the question, okay, if that were possible, if it would be possible to upload our minds, where is drama in there? What's the story to tell about that? And the story starts with a character for me. So State of Mind is a story about Richard Nolan, a journalist from a dystopian near-future Berlin in 2084. And Richard finds out in this game that he has been subject of a mind upload, but the upload failed. The upload failed, which he totally doesn't realize. He doesn't realize that he's been uploaded in the first place, but the upload failed. And the result of that is that Richard is still here with us in actual reality in the near future, dystopian Berlin, but also a second instance, kind of derivate, second person. The result of that failed upload exists in a, secret virtual space. That other person, it's called Adam, is not an exact copy, it is the result of a failed upload. Right. Yes. So, yeah, shall we do this? Okay. Brief introduction. Everything is heavily under construction before you ask me. Let me tell you something about the character, Richard Nolan here. This is not him, it's a bot, and we have a terrible situation here. We don't know what has happened to this man. He's lying on the floor, and it seems, it's a catastrophe scenario, if you will. We don't know what it was. Was it maybe, an accident, plane crash, terrorist attack? We have no clue. And what's important here, Richard has no clue either. So his state of mind, if you'll allow me, is that he is, his mind is damaged, he's lost much of his memory, a lot of his memory, not a lot of his personality, and he's collapsing here. But oh, we see this guy has flashbacks. He seems to be working somewhere. Yes, he's a journalist working for a future media conglomerate called The Voice. And Richard is kind of, he's been a star there, but now his career is deteriorating because he's opposed to technology. He has this stance, you know, I hate technology. Technology moves too fast. We don't need it. I hate artificial stuff. I hate robots. I want everything to be human. So if you will, he's a humanist, which already starts to sound strange. But yeah, humanism has been decisive for us for hundreds of years. Okay, Richard, we get to know him even further. Hey, he has a wife, look. Yes, he's proposing. No, didn't she look different there? I think she did. So there may be two women, a child. We've just seen. Okay, flashbacks from Richard's past, or maybe they are not. We don't know. We hope that the game will make us find this out. So Richard, of course, wakes up in hospital. Has to, you know, answer questions, has to undergo examinations to find out, okay, what is his state of mind? How does he feel, actually? I'll do one little test now, because first person, Richard's perspective. One little test, we need to focus our vision here. And I will certainly try to do that, and yeah, succeeded on the first task. I will now try to succeed on the second, and it's here, come on, don't fail. Will ya? I failed on this before, because this is a new build of the game. Come on, will you let me do this? Because if you don't, I'll have to look here. Yeah. I succeeded. Ooh, that was difficult. It's too difficult. So, I'm an adventure game developer still, so multiple choice conversation is certainly something that's going to happen in the game. They may or may not bear influence on the story. I will be honest with you and say that the influences on the story will be on the light side, because I know from experience that developing 10 games instead of one is much more expensive and complicated, and you know, there can be strong stories and weak stories, and too many paths may lead to a weak story that is well branching but weak. Okay, so Doctor asks, what date is it, Richard? And I happen to know. The 11th of January 2048. Okay, very good, that's correct. And now we will have more questions, pictures shown. Do you recognize your family? Do you recognize your wife? Do you know where you work? That type of thing, to find out what Richard is actually at mentally. I'll have to skip that because we're short on time. Let's send Richard home. Okay. And then I will show you, yeah, that's home. That's home. Richard has come home, has had a good night's sleep, but he is in a mental state of deterioration and of disorientation. So he gets home just to find out, well, my family is gone. My wife and my son are gone. They're not here. Why is that? And why do I have this robot running around my house? My wife bought it, you know, and she knows I hate technology, but she left me with the bot. The bot has been here for quite a couple of days already. I hate him, but I want to know where my family is. Well, I can certainly talk to this guy. I can do it now, however. I need to pass. I need to pass the man. Okay. And just a couple of, a very brief introduction to how you interact in this game. Well, there's a calibration key lying here, and I will take it. Animation doesn't fit, but never mind. Just so you can see, well, you pick up objects in this game to use them somewhere else. You can certainly, there's a chess game there. I can interact with it to trigger dialogues, because instead of commenting on this thing, this chessboard, or I could play chess very well, I find it more interesting to propel the story forward by triggering dialogues between the characters. Having the robot say, hey, your son, who is absent, is an adorable guy and he plays chess very well. And Richard can say, well, fuck off, I hate robots, and what do you know about love, because you're a robot. Okay, one more feature. I have to go very quick, I apologize. One more feature, you can make sort of phone calls in this game, and we call them cloud calls, because they what they do is give you some telepresence phone call substitute. We're calling, well, the wife's father, Richard's father-in-law, to say, hey, where's my wife? What's happened with my life? And father-in-law says, well, Richard, I don't know where my daughter is. She's not at my place if you're looking for her, but I hope she's left you, because she should have gone long ago, because you are an asshole. I hate you. So maybe something's not quite right with this character, Richard. Things seem to be complicated. With his inner state, family-wise, there's a lot of separation appears to be going on. And now as we look at this, let me take a deep breath and tell you something very central to this story. Richard, as we will remember, I told you right initially, is somebody who has been subject to a mind upload, but the upload failed. Now, two characters exist. Richard's journey through this game will be, well, to a very early point still, to search his family, to search for his, you know, his what is the reason why I'm feeling this way. Richard gets to know machine breaker type of criminals who know that a virtual construct exists somewhere that they want to battle, of course, and they know that he has been subject to an upload, and they provided with the means to contact this virtual character, who is in a quite similar situation as Richard is, only, well, in a better world. And to give you a brief glimpse, we have to take a look at the guy. He's in a quite similar situation. You know, he is the result of a failed upload, and even he has to see kind of a doctor, if you will. Something's not quite right. Something needs repair with him. But Richard can now call him. You know, we have this guy, Adam, and you know, he looks innocent, naive, determined. We don't know. Now, what I need to tell you is I showed you this cloud call feature. Richard acquires the means to contact this guy, Adam, and, you know, to confront him with shocking revelation, really. You know what? You don't exist. You're not real. You're the result of a failed upload. What you are actually belongs to me, and your world is a lie. The only problem is, well, if somebody called you and would tell you, you know, you're not real and your world is fake, you would probably put the phone down. This is what happens in the game. But Richard tries to convince this guy that, you know, we share a common past. And how does Richard do this? He gets access to a database of biographical information on him, on his life. Like, you know, imagine if cameras were recording everything that we're doing nowadays, which they actually are, Richard gets access to such a database and starts uploading biographical data to Adam to convince him, look, this is our common life. And you know, this actually works. The only problem is, as soon as I need to stop that. As soon as Adam realizes that, he will say, okay, Richard, I think you're right. I know a lot about your life now, about our common life. The only problem is, what I've learned is that you're an asshole, actually, that you are a despisable person. You know, you're cheating on your wife, you're against technology, you hate your son for some story-relevant reason. You are a bad person and you're living in a dystopian world that is not worth living in. My world is a better world, and I don't want to be you. If I ever was you, not anymore. I am my own man now. So, this is very central to the story, and I have 3 minutes for two more things. One is, but just for sightseeing reasons, let me show you a brief glimpse of this not yet very populated dystopian Berlin. This is a place where Richard, on his search, Richard is on a journey of putting himself together in the most literal sense. He's a guy torn in half, family gone, split in two different worlds, a dystopian one, a utopian one. In Berlin, which is a city that has this separation theme right in there. So Richard's on a journey of putting himself back together. Here he's at a location that, where he will meet those Luddite machine breaker guys who will help him, but also kind of work against him, because a part of him is there in that construct that they oppose. Okay, and now another deep breath. I know, I'm fully aware that this is highly complex, highly confusing on the surface. Let me address that. This game is called State of Mind, and it's about the state of mind of Richard. Richard's state of mind is that his life is in shards, you know, torn, ripped to pieces. He's ripped to pieces as a character, his life is ripped to pieces, and the game reflects that. We have two worlds. As soon as you have access to them, you can switch between them. It's fragmentation, and I realize that. There is a layer of memories, things from the past, and they're also fragmented. So the story of this game, to a certain extent, it has a linear direction, but still it lies in front of you kind of in shards. Just like Richard's state of mind of how does this all belong together, how is put together. The same state of mind is what I want to put players into. Why am I doing that? I very much believe in complex narrative. This story is the game's central puzzle. And if you're a storytelling person like I am, then this is what you would want to do with an interactive story.